What is going on, guys? It's your boy PokePond back with another video for you. Crazy things going on in the market this week, lots of deals to be had. You know I'm going to point out all the plays for you. Make sure you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. Let's get into it. Let's start talking straight away about Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution has had such a successful launch, and I think people don't realise just how successful Mega Evolution has been. Me, myself, I've opened up quite a few packs of Mega Evolution now. It is a fun set to open, and I think it will be a very nostalgic base set for people in the next few years to come. I think that the release, although it was a little bit scuffed with having sort of like split wave releases in the US, in the UK over here it was even worse. Our first release got pushed way back. We only got that just over a week ago, so it's kind of crazy. However, it does seem to be product on shop shelves. There might not be booster boxes and stuff like that, but generally a lot of stores, certainly here in the UK, have a lot of like loose booster packs and other products like check lane blisters, sleeved packs, that kind of thing. Even booster bundles I've seen out in the wild. Not always necessarily for retail though, but that's just the way the market is right now. I think that Mega Evolution is an excellent set to buy into, even at these increased retail prices, and I'm still buying into it. I'm still buying into a lot of stuff at the moment, and the focus on today's video is really just pointing out how many deals there are in the market right now today. Particularly over this last 7 days as well, the market has really started to shift in a way that it's not crashing, don't worry. I'm not going to do a clickbaity title like a lot of other YouTubers out there. The market is certainly not crashing right now, or at least not my definition of a crash. The market right now has FUD. And for those of you who aren't really down with the investment lingo and stuff like that, FUD is what is talked about as fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that causes so many good opportunities in the market. I'm very open on this channel about the fact that I'm just always buying product, whether it's at the bottom of the market when things are just really cheap and you can pre-order stuff from big box stores. You can pre-order cases if you want, usually for below retail, 10%, 20% below retail before the product even comes out. Some people love that stage of the market life cycle where everything's super cheap. Or, you know, I'm buying stuff at mid-market. I'm buying stuff at top of the market, as people think it is now as well. I'm paying way over retail for Mega Evolution at the moment and lots of other sets. In fact, I'm actually paying over market as well. Never mind over retail. I'm paying over market for Mega Evolution when I see it out in the wild, because even if it's 10%, 20% over market, if I can see it there and it's sealed and it's nice, it saves me the hassle of trying to buy it on eBay and wait for delivery, and it may get damaged in shipment and stuff like that. I'm confident enough that Mega Evolution, I'll pay over market for it right now because it's a long haul thing for me. I'm willing to put it away for multiple years. And I think that when we're looking back really, really long term, 5 years, 10 years from now, Mega Evolution is going to be one of those chunky big boy sets that people really remember. It's got some good chase cards, and it's got some hard to pull chase cards as well, particularly with those gold cards as well. So I'm a big fan of Mega Evolution. Let's have a look at what it's doing in the price charts this week, and it's basically just holding at $300. $300 last week, basically $300 this week. Last sale $294, but we're seeing multiple sales here around that $300 range, with actually one sale there from yesterday on TCG Player right up there at $350. But we'll average things out, we'll be fair, and we'll say it's basically flat this week on $300. Nothing to worry about at all there with Mega Evolution. Like I said, I'm paying over market for it right now. If I see it out in the wild, I'm quite happy to do that, just because I believe in it as a set, and I've opened it myself, and I know how nice it is to open. So yeah, big fan of Mega Evolution. I think that if you see it out in the wild for anywhere near retail, obviously it's an instant buy. To be honest, anything right now is an instant buy for retail. Black Bolt White Flare is a bit iffy. Like, if you see that for retail, like, that is still a good deal, but just don't expect to become a millionaire overnight with Black Bolt White Flare. I think given a long time horizon, it will do fine. But let's move on to Mega Evolution and have a look at what's going on in eBay. On eBay last sales, eBay US, one bid there, $290 for that. With the ETB, the Lucario going for $85 and the Gardevoir the same, respectively. There's another one here going for that's a non-enhanced one going for $280. But yeah, $290 for the enhanced there. I think that's a pretty good deal. I think anything sub $300 right now is a good deal. Bear in mind, if you're buying in at those kind of prices, $300, price may come down a bit. We are expecting another wave of Mega Evolution to come out. That probably will drop prices down temporarily a little bit. I don't think they'll drop that much. Perhaps go to the sort of $260, $270 range. But to be honest, if you're willing to hold it for a couple of years, I see no problem in buying in at that $300 range and just putting it away for a couple of years. I think that you'll do very well out of it, but we'll keep an eye on it every week as always. Here in the UK, last sold for the enhanced version is 250 quid, which is actually the cheapest I've seen the enhanced one go for a little while, and the non-enhanced version going for £208. That Bulbasaur box topper promo is actually doing a decent numbers on eBay. That's going from anywhere around about $40 or £30 to £40, and that's quite a range considering it's not a super expensive card. You know, like a $10-15 swing on a $30 card or a $40 card is quite a significant percentage change, and I think that people are definitely playing that game and stacking them up and putting them away. I have one of them myself that I bought as a single, just because I really liked the promo. So there we go. But I won't talk too much about single prices because that's not what this channel is primarily about. Really, I'm more of an expert on the sealed things. Although I do buy a lot of slabs and singles as well. I'm just not a super expert on that. I'm working on it. I just haven't been doing it for as many years as I've been doing sealed. And sealed is just so much more predictable for me. Story time. I actually bought this, the Sleepy Zard, from the 151 promo. No, sorry, the Charizard UPC promo. I call it Sleepy Zard just because he's having a snooze. I love this card. I had it in Raw already, and I ordered it in a PSA 9 like a month ago on eBay, and it got lost in the post, and eBay actually refunded me, and then it's just turned up at my house this morning. So free slab, I guess. So thanks for that. Don't worry, it was through eBay simple delivery, so the buyer still got their money as well. So yeah, don't really know what's going on with that. If eBay want to charge me for it, then that's fine, but we'll just keep our head down about that, and I guess we just got a free slab. I'm so surprised that it actually turned up after a month. It was just, don't know, he was just snoozing at the depot, I guess, at the warehouse. If you're wondering why I'm looking at US and UK prices, if you're new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. I do compare both US and UK prices just to give you an idea of what's going on, no matter where you are in the world. I do get a lot of questions from EU people to tell me to look at EU prices as well and card market, and I'm sorry guys, there just is not that much demand on the channel to do that. The majority of my viewers are pretty much 50-50 down the middle between UK people and US people, and this channel is just about to let you know what's going on in the market in the US and the UK. I'm sure you guys can check your own websites and eBay respectively, but I just wanted to quickly address that comment because it does occasionally crop up in my comments. I will not be looking at EU prices as well because all the EU countries are just a little bit different as well, like depending on your stock, and you have different language ones as well, and it's just a bit messy compared to like how few people that would benefit on the channel. So I just wanted to address that very quickly. Anyway, let's move on to Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals is one of my favorite sets, and like I said, this channel and well, this episode even is really all about the fact that so many people are dumping product right now, and there are deals to be had. Like, this is shopping season for me. Even at the top of the market, the only people that are buying at the top of the market now are the people who know what they're doing. All the paper hands are folding, and all the diamond hands, all the people with the strong grip, the people who never fold, we're acquiring right now. The people who have the confidence and know what this product can do and what this product will do in a couple of years, if you're one of those people and you're confident with that, there are so many deals to be had this week. And you'll see that more sort of later on in this episode as we get to sort of the less popular sets. Everyone knows it, that like Mega Evolution is a play right now, Destined Rival, Prismatic Evolutions, all those things are obvious. As we start to go through these tabs and we start to look at these other sets that people aren't really paying as much attention to, that's where we're getting serious deals this week. But let's just have a look at Destined Rivals, because all these top sets that I'm looking at the beginning, these are obvious plays. Even at the top of the market, like, these will do well. Put them away for a couple of years, you will be laughing, and you'll actually be regretful that you didn't buy more. My whole sealed journey of around about 10 years of doing this, it doesn't matter how much you buy, you're always going to regret not buying more. It's never enough, I tell you, and that's just something you need to learn to live with. But now is a crazy opportunity. There are so many people that are just waiting with cash right now because they're scared that the market is going to crash. They're waiting with cash for the crash. How do I keep coming up with all these slogans? It's kind of crazy. If you've got the product, you've got the power. That's my favourite one at the moment. Never forget that. And don't let anyone tell you what to do with your product. If you want to sell it, you sell it. Like, don't listen to anyone else. This channel is all about just giving you the data so that you can make your own decisions. Because despite what people say, and despite it being a community hobby, like, you're a single player. You are playing solo in this game. It's your money on the line, it's your product, you do what you want with it at the end of the day. Yeah, right, get sidetracked as I usually do. Fans of the channel will know. Make sure you subscribe down below. Destined Rivals is down from its all-time high. Obviously it had this crazy insane spike up to like $454 at the end of September, and then it came down in price a little bit, and it's had a little bit of a rebound. So let's see, last week it was at 378, and then now it's technically at 379, so it's up like $1 on the last sale compared to the average last week. However, multiple sales here around about that $400 mark, and second to last sale from this morning in the US, there's another $400 sale. So it's not up there, it's at its all-time high of $454, but we're seeing sales right up there at $400, which is a little bit of a bounce back from the last couple of weeks where it went as low as $375 on average. And you've got to remember, those are averages as well. When it's $375 as an average on TCG Player, like, things were selling lower on eBay. You probably got like a $350 box on eBay if you really knew what you were doing. So nice to see Destined Rivals rebound a little bit this week. $400 as well. Like, you've got to remember like how recent Destined Rivals as a set is, and then look at where everything else is in the Scarlet and Violet era block. Okay, Destined Rivals is the second most expensive set right now, behind, as a booster box, behind Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved is only just ahead of it, and it's been out for a lot longer. The chances of a reprint on Paldea Evolved are much slimmer as well. It's not going to be long before Destined Rivals has crowned the king, and it just really starts pulling ahead of everything else. I think it's pretty clear that, especially with when we're looking at just booster box sets, so we take 151, Prismatic, Paldea and Fates out of the equation because they're holiday sets, there's no booster box. Destined Rivals is quite clearly the best set of the era, and we all know what kind of prices the best sets of each era go to when they've had enough time out of print. Okay, look at Team Up, look at Evolving Skies, heck, look at Sword and Shield, look at like the top 3 sets. Evolving Skies, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike. You've got Evolving Skies regularly selling over $2,000. You've got Fusion Strike regularly selling over $1,000. You've got Lost Origin knocking on the door of $1,000. Those aren't even the best sets. Do you know what I mean? Lost Origin and Fusion aren't even the best sets. It's over $1,000 a box, and they're not that old either in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, a couple of years goes by so fast in this hobby, and if you're putting boxes away into the back of a cupboard or into a storage unit or something like that, a couple of years fly by and you forget what you've got. Like, you really do. If you keep buying stuff, and I'm always doing this, ABB, always be buying. That is really the keys to the castle with sealed collecting. If you're always buying stuff, and you don't have to be buying a lot of stuff all the time, and you can take breaks, but if you're buying stuff at the top of the market, the bottom of the market, a new release, a promo, a slab, a seal, and you're putting it all away, I'm telling you, you will do well out of it. I'm proof of this, and I started with such a small amount of capital into Pokemon. You can start so cheap. An Elite Trainer box right now of Destined Rivals is around about that $100 mark. That's not a huge amount of money, and if you put that away in like a nice little storage box, you keep an eye on it, you make sure there's no damp or mold around it or anything like that, I think you'll do well. Anyway, Destined Rivals rebounding in price. I'm a big fan of Destined Rivals. It's my favourite set. I've been saying since the release day, buy into it. People said I was mad for saying buy in for over retail on release, but where are those people now? They're very quiet now, those people. And I know some of you are watching, and some of you are big people as well. You know who I'm talking about. But it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. And although I'm right most of the time with this sort of stuff, I do put my neck on the line. And I do make calls that a lot of people don't agree with. And I can't be right all the time, even though I pretty much have been since I started this channel over 2 years ago. Pretty much everything I've said has come true. And that's not an ego thing. I'm just being realistic with you guys. Eventually, I'm going to get something wrong. I'm making way too many predictions to get everything right. So please do, invest with your own caution. This is not financial advice. This is me just giving you the data so that you can make your own decision. It's your money, it's your product. If you've got the product, you've got the power. There we go. I've got to put that on a shirt sometime. Let's then have a look at last sold in the US. Gosh, story time. We're chatting away and we're only on set 2. Every time I make a video, I always say to myself, this week we won't be rambling on for an hour. Every week we do. Every week, once I start rolling that camera, I can't help it. I just start talking and one thing leads to another, and there we go. Yeah, look, before we even look at the booster box, this is exactly what I'm saying. Nice sealed copy of the ETB here, $115. And it is a beautiful ETB. They look so good, the Destined Rivals ETBs. So if you're looking at getting into something like Destined Rivals, and you want maybe a nice display piece or something like that, $115 to get in on the floor. That ETB is not a bad buy. But booster boxes are always king. If you can afford to do so, then do so. Don't obviously use money that you can't afford to lose or invest or tie up for a long amount of time. We always say to people, be prepared to put stuff away for at least 2 years in a worst case scenario. In a best case scenario, 5 years, 10 years. And you'll do pretty well out of these sets, most likely. Last sold in the US, $410, $400. Look at that, $410. Second most expensive booster box in the era. People need to remember that. And it's not that old at all. The only thing that's beating it is Paldea Evolved, and Paldea Evolved is only just beating it in price. We'll have a look at Paldea Evolved in a minute. Mark my words, and I've been saying this since the beginning, Destined Rivals is an absolute monster of a set, and these numbers are going to look like a joke in a few years' time. I'm telling you. 2x, 3x, 4x. It's possible. It really is possible with this set. Time will tell. We'll have to wait and see whether I was proved right again. Let's then have a look at last sold in the UK, 373 quid. Really creeping up there in price. Just an FYI, my average cost price for buying into these was £180 when I was getting all of the hate from people saying I was stupid buying in at that kind of price point. That's why you shouldn't listen to anyone. Don't even listen to me. What do I know? It's not like I've been doing this for a long time. Let's then talk about prismatic evolutions. Well, this is not meant to become an ego VOD, I'm telling you. But this is another one that we called, even with the mass printing that happened around Costco releases, Sam's Club releases, all that kind of stuff. It just continues to rise up in price. And it was suppressed by that level of printing. And I'm telling you, it is still suppressed by how many that have gone onto the market. Prismatic Evolutions is incredibly underpriced for what it is and the potential of what you can pull from it. I think that once this is finally out of print, it will be some serious dollars. Let's have a look then at what it's doing right now. Like I said, even with all the printing, it's starting to rise up in price now, but just the fact that it really struggled. Look, let's zoom out a bit. All through this time here, when it was getting mass printed, it struggled to go below $100 when there was so much of it. Now there's a bit less of it around, it's starting to increase in price. What do you think is going to happen when it's completely out of print? What's going to happen when we move on another era past the Mega era? Mega era finishes and we move on to Generation 10. Where's Prismatic Evolutions going to be then? That's what you need to start asking yourself. I think that Prismatic Evolutions is probably the easiest, most obvious play in the market right now, even at the price it is. It's just incredibly underpriced in my opinion. Fantastic set, hard pull rates, good chase cards. It's a perfect storm. We saw how resistant it is to price, to sort of like supply changing when it was mass printed. The fact that it still stayed over retail price just gave me so much more confidence in this set that it will perform well in the long haul. Let's have a look then at prices. Last week it was $135. This week it is $135 last sold, but multiple sales here at $140. Multiple sales at $140. So if we average that out, I mean, look, there's 3 sales at $140, 4 sales, 5 sales at $140. There's 142 there, 144. Lots of sales, and like lots of sales volume as well. So all of that is in like the last 2 days. We've got ranges from $144 to $134. So technically, what, down $1 or down 1 cent this week? But if we actually take the 140, it's up $5, which is about what, 3.5–4%. But I'm telling you, it's just poised. It's gonna bang soon. Prismatic Evolutions is gonna catch everyone off guard. It really is, apart from you guys, because I'm telling you about it early, so you're not going to be caught off guard by the Prismatic Evolutions flashbang going off in the market, because it will once it starts to move, and move properly. I'm not just talking about it going up $10, $20, something like that. When Prismatic finally does its move, it's going to be a big move. It's going to be $50, $60, $70 price rises within a very short amount of time, a couple of months' time. Not a couple of months from now, I'm saying when it starts to move, and when that move does happen, it will have that kind of range within 2 to 3 months of the move happening. I can see it jumping up to, let's see where it's at right now. So $135. Say it takes another 6 months for it to have a big move. In 6 months' time, it's probably going to be around about that $150 mark, if not more. When it moves, then it's probably going to jump way over $200 quite quickly, in my opinion. Long term, once it starts going out of print and it's had a year or 2 out of print, I think that it's $400, $500 plus an ETB is where it's heading. And then long term, I mean 10 years, it's impossible to guess where it will be at that stage. But I'm telling you, it'll be more than $134 in 10 years' time. I am certain of that. So yeah, Prismatic is a good play. Is at that point where it's just poised to bang. Is right up there at an all-time high. It was suppressed so heavily. There's a lot on the market. There's a lot being traded. There's a lot of sales volume. Give it some time. That sales volume will drop down. Now is a really good time to acquire it and start stacking it to the ceiling. $120 last sold in the US. $130, the one below it, new listing tag, bought out straight away. So that's quite a range between two sales, both from this morning, from yesterday actually, over in the US. That is a $10 swing, which is like, what, an 8% discount on that one compared to the last one. You're starting to see now, as I get through the tabs in this episode, it's going to happen more and more. There are big swings between the sales on eBay, and it's because of the fear and uncertainty in the market. There are a lot of people that are dumping product. Prismatic is less of a dump because people know it's a good product, so it gets bought out quickly. The other sets that people are less confident on, you're going to start to see some crazy bargains happening, and now is an excellent time to be buying if you've got the confidence to buy. Last sold in the UK, 150 quid. 146 quid, 152 quid on an auction. All-time highs, guys, on Prismatic Evolutions here in the UK. Let's then move on to Journey Together. Journey Together at an all-time high. Journey Together doesn't care, at least on the average price charts anyway. We've seen single boxes go a little bit higher. 261 last week. Now it's up to 270. Multiple sales at 270 actually. 270 is fine for Journey Together now, I think. When it had a run up to like 280, 285, I said it was a bit rich and it should drop down. Yeah, look, literally here on the price chart. When it was up here, we were seeing sales for like 270, 280, that kind of thing, and they were averaging at 260. We said it was a bit too expensive. It came down to that 260 as we called it, and then it's just shot right back up. And it's right on that average of 260, 270, that kind of range. I think that's fine for where it's at right now. Enough time has passed. The market is fine right now for it to be at that price point. Last sold in eBay US is $275 for the enhanced version on a buy it now. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. So that was yesterday, a buyout, $275. Right at a decent top of the market, right by its all-time high. Another one, auction, $244, same day, same enhanced booster box. This is what I'm saying. If you're confident to buy and maybe you're willing to stalk an auction, you can get in cheaper. Like, that's quite a range. What's that? 275, 244, $31 discount on that between the auction and the buy it now for Journey Together. There's money to be had on these less desirable sets. The sets that people are more nervous about losing money on because maybe they're not the most popular sets, you can get in for a little bit cheaper. What's that on the percentage actually? 31 divided by 275. 11% swing between two sales, between an auction and a buy it now. But you'll see even bigger swings in this episode as we go on. I'm telling you guys, now is buying season. We need to be buying off of all these people, all these paper hands that are folding. There's opportunity for us to buy into these boxes for cheaper. And you've got to remember as well, look, $244 for a box is kind of crazy for Journey Together. $244, I know it's on an auction, so you've got to stalk it, but $244 is the cheapest box in the Scarlet and Violet era right now. It's cheaper than Paradox, it's cheaper than Temporal, it's cheaper than Base, and it's the enhanced version, and it's sealed, and it's minty. Come on, guys. What are we doing? I mean, the only problem is that person only has one feedback. So maybe be a little bit cautious with that, but eBay's always got your back. eBay's always had my back, especially as a buyer. $244 puts it as the cheapest box in the Scarlet and Violet era right now. That's cheaper than Base, that's cheaper than Temporal Forces, that's cheaper than Paradox Rift. So deals to be had in the market, and that's the enhanced version. It's sealed. I'm telling you, it's buying season, guys. Last sold in the UK, 208 for the non-enhanced version. The enhanced version is a little bit more expensive here. Look, sub 200. Look, 191 on an auction. And then the enhanced version go for stupid money, 312. And the non-enhanced, buy it now, 200 from 2 days ago. Let's then move on to Surgeon Sparks. Surgeon Sparks has been on sale this week as well. And like, you got to remember, right? So it's dropping down in price a few dollars, but it's already way over retail. It's already had a big run. Look at these. Let's zoom out a bit. Look at the run it's had. Up from, even at 250 there. Let's zoom out even more. Look, it went from, let's see. Yeah, December last year. So like in the last year, it's up 100%. And then we're moaning that it's down, what? Let's see. From its all-time high, which was 304, 303, it's down to 264. So it's down $40, but it's still so like way over retail. And like Surgeon Sparks is a decent set. It will perform well. And the fact that these sets performed so well while they're still in print just shows you how strong they're going to be. It's almost like a little preview of what's going to happen when they're out of print. You can see which sets are going to pull ahead. It's going to be your Destined, Prismatic, your 151, your Surgeon. Like, this is just a great opportunity at the moment to buy in. And where prices are coming down a little bit, they're correcting a little bit, you get people that dump way below that. And there's good deals to be had on eBay right now. Let's have a look at last week then. Last week it was at 273. This week it's at 265, 270, 270, 272, which is, look, sales from yesterday. Multiple sales, 270, 272, 270. That's what it was last week. So it hasn't moved. But then today, in one day, it's dropped down another, what, $15? You telling me it's not going to recover those $15 in the 2, 3, 4, 5 years that you're going to put it in a cupboard for? And you'll get it for cheaper than 265 because people are so scared that the market is crashing right now. I guarantee you'll be able to get some, if you pay attention, you'll be able to get some Surgeon on eBay this week for probably 240. That's what I'm saying. Like, bottom of the market, cheapest Scarlet and Violet booster box is going. If you manage to get a Surgeon for 240, you've done insanely well. And that's what people don't understand. That's what the paper hands don't have the experience or the time in the hobby to know, like, what the good sets are. Surgeon is a good set and it will perform good over the long haul. All these people that are holding product that aren't part of the community, they don't care about Pokemon, they're all getting flushed out. I was in an LCS this morning. I went to an LCS this morning before my video and I saw these two guys walk in and they had Mega Evolutions half booster boxes for over market. So over market price. They came in, what's the price on those boxes? They said the price, it was over market. They're like, thanks, bye. And they left. Didn't have a single look at anything else in the shop. There's sealed stuff for a good price. There's walls and walls of slabs, singles, promos. You can make money on almost every corner of that shop if you just buy it and hold it. And yet these guys just come in, all they want is the Mega Evolution, all they want it for is for retail. They don't have it for that. They've got an attitude, they leave. Good. I don't care about those people in the hobby. Those people aren't the people that are watching videos like this. If you found this video on YouTube, you are someone who knows about Pokemon. This is a very niche channel, I'm telling you. Even though it's more on the sealed collecting and investing side of things, still, you guys know a lot more than the average people that are going in. And the people that are holding Surgeon Sparks and willing to dump now because they've seen the chart go down a tiny amount, we need to be buying off of these people. We need to get them out of the hobby. But I'm very careful about what I say here. The hobby's fine for everyone. However, if you're the kind of person that is just coming in to buy Surgeon Sparks to hold it for 2 months and it doesn't go to the moon, so then you're going to sell it, I will quite happily cash you out of the hobby. And whether you make money or lose money, I don't care, because I will buy your Surgeon Sparks for 10%, 20%, 30% below its all-time high up here at 303, because I know that in a couple of years' time it's going to be $500 plus. And those are the people in this hobby that will cash themselves out of the hobby. We don't need to have any negativity towards those people, because those people are providing a service to us right now. They're going to dump their product for a loss. There will be people in this hobby right now on eBay that bought in 2 weeks ago for over $300 for Surgeon. And they'll be selling this week for $264, $250 just to get out because they're scared. They'll take a $50 loss, $60 loss. Now is shopping season. Let's buy off of these people. If you're confident enough in this product, which you probably are from watching this kind of a channel, you probably know a lot more than most people in this hobby when it comes to sealed. I'm telling you, big opportunities here right now. Last sold on eBay US, $280. $280, look, sub 300 on Surgeon. It's just going to look so stupid in a couple of years' time. Just look at Sword and Shield. Just look at what the bad sets are going for in Sword and Shield. What kind of price they're going for. Surgeon Sparks is not a bad set. Give it enough time, it will shine. Last sold in the UK, 281 quid. It's going to be over $300 real soon. The fact that it's under 300 right now is actually quite surprising to me. I think that Surgeon Sparks is a bit undervalued right now. Let's then have a look at 151. 151 has basically been flat for the last couple of weeks. It's been chilling on that $400 price point. I think that 151 Elite Trainer boxes are undervalued because I feel like it should have continued to grow. And one of the main reasons why it didn't grow is because we had a lot of activity with new sets, with the Mega Era, with Phantasmal Flames, pre-orders, people worrying about Christmas and spending money and stuff like that. People aren't really buying into 151 Elite Trainer boxes over the last couple of weeks, and it's at a very psychological price point of $400. It's a very round number. I'm telling you though, it won't take long until it is up at that $500 range, and it's trying to knock through the $500 price point. We've been saying for a couple of weeks that we expected it to chill at 400 for a few weeks. That's exactly what it's doing. 151 is a fantastic set. Again, let's stop looking at where it's going to be in 1 week's time, 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time. Where's 151 Elite Trainer box going to be in 2 years' time? And we say 2 years at a minimum, be prepared to hold for. Where's it going to be? Is it going to be at $400? Or is it going to be less than $400 or more than $400? What's the most likely scenario there? To me, it's a no-brainer to buy in. Again, where it's chilling at 400, you're going to get people dumping it, and we'll see on eBay in a minute that last sale 412, that's an all-time high on TCG Player. But look, multiple sales over this week: 400, 400, 393, 400, 404, 400, 414. That's an all-time high right there, actually, from the 14th, 4 days ago. It's right up there. It's an all-time high. It's very unlikely it's going to get reprinted. It is one of the big boys of the era. I think it's going to perform very well long term. Let's then have a look at eBay. Look at this. 369. 365. These are on buy it nows as well, guys. There's no way this isn't a $400 box. So you just get $30 off this week. Like, I find it so crazy that like Pokemon is one of the only hobbies, especially with sealed, where when it's on sale people don't want to buy it. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, 151 has already flexed its muscles. It has already proven that it is a titan of the era and will continue to just juggernaut on. So the fact that we can get it for $30 less this week than we could last week, then it's just a no-brainer to me. It's like walking into a shop, any shop, let's say a grocery store, and you buy apples every single day. You buy an apple every single day. You walk into a grocery shop today and the apple's half price. Oh, I don't want it anymore. It's the same apples. Like, I just don't get it. In fact, it's worse than that, because now imagine these are the last apples in the world. There's going to be no more apples grown from now until the rest of time. But now the apples are 20% off, I don't want it anymore. It's crazy, guys. Let's just think about what's going on here for a minute. Do you really think that a 151 Elite Trainer box is going to crash down to $300? No, your money is safe in it. It really is. And like, even if the sky does fall and 151 Elite Trainer box drops down to $300, how long is it going to be $300 for? Not long at all. Because I'll tell you what, I'll buy all of them. I will buy all of them. And I'll tell you what, the other subscribers on my channel will buy all of them as well. It's just the way it is. Deals to be had in the market. 151's a no-brainer. Last sold in the UK, 306 quid on an auction. 320 on a buy it now. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Let's briefly look at Stellar Crown. We don't always look at Stellar Crown, and its chart is broken. But this is purely just to demonstrate the fact that there's deals in the market right now. Stellar Crown, $280. Last week it was $296, so it's down $16. Let's just appreciate, right, that last week it was at $300 a box. That puts it more expensive than Surgeon, Temporal, Paradox, nearly Mega Evolution. I think Mega Evolution is Mega Evolution is cheaper than 300. Yeah, it is. Cheaper than Mega Evolution. Just no one's talking about Stellar, and it's just like quietly sat there. And sometimes it's these sets that no one talks about that you can buy into for a really good rate because the sales volume isn't super high on them. Look, in the last week, so 7 days ago was the 11th, you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales in 7 days for a set that's technically in print. 5 sales across the whole US on TCG Player. And when you have sets like that, and I like sets like this, there's so much opportunity. Because if someone really wants to sell one, not a huge amount of eyes are on it. So quite often they have to put the price below market, and that's where you can really get some deals. So TCG Players at 280, which is a little bit of a reduction in price. What's last sold on here? What does that say? Have a look at the screen. $233. That is cheapest box, right? $233. Cheapest box. But on TCG Player from yesterday, no, 2 days ago, is $280. And it's peaked at $300. This is what I'm saying, guys. There's opportunity. There's fear in the market. Look, here's another one on an auction. $236. People are dumping product. Great opportunity to buy. I like Stellar Crown. It's fine. It's not the most popular set, but put it away for years. I think that will double up. That's got to be a $500 box in a few years' time. Worst case scenario, 5 years' time. I think that's knocking on the door of $500. Probably a lot less time than that. Just my views on things, guys. Just my views. What do I know? Last sold in the UK, 260 quid. 250 quid. ETB going for 60 quid. Pretty much bang on retail, that. A little bit over retail, but pretty much there. Crazy, guys. Crazy prices. Very briefly, Paldean Fates. Oh look, Paldean Fates is on sale this week as well. And it's gone from 287 down to 282. Another $5 off. But right up there at an all-time high. It's getting carried so hard by Bubble Mew. That set, honestly, it's something else. Paldean Fates is one of my favourite sets. It's got the Bubble Mew, it's got the Dark Charizard. I say it every week because I am amazed that this set is not worth more money. That this ETB is not worth more money. There weren't a lot of them about either, these ETBs. What's it going to be like in 5 years' time? People are going to want the set that's got the Bubble Mew in. The Bubble Mew is so iconic. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. In the LCS today, I saw a PSA 9 Bubble Mew for 580 quid. And I was so tempted to buy it because I love the Bubble Mew, but I comped it on eBay. And on eBay, it was 580 last week, probably when it got priced. And it's dropped down to like 520. So I can't pay 60 over market for a PSA 9 when I can just buy it on eBay. LCS, if you're watching this, DM me, because if you want to give it to me for 520, I will buy it, because I'm coming home and I'm kind of regretting not buying it now, because I do think it will go up, but I couldn't justify spending 520 on a slab. Like, I like my slabs. It's more of like a personal collection thing, rather than an investment thing, but I couldn't justify spending that much money on it when I could put that 500 towards like some more sealed product. Like 500 buys you a nice bit of sealed product. So yeah, I do kind of regret not buying that Bubble Mew, but the whole point is that ETB is going to perform really well over the long term, and it's down a little bit. It's already proven as well it can go up to that $300 range. That was just a few weeks ago. It was at $300, so you get $18 off this week. Why not? Let's see. Let's not see what's going on with eBay because I didn't load up the tab. Anyway, Paldea Fate's just off of its all-time high and on sale. Let's then move on to Twilight Masquerade. Otherwise, we will be talking forever. Twilight Masquerade down a tiny bit on its all-time high as well. That's what I'm saying, guys. Things are on sale. Like, this is a great time to buy. It's just people are so scared to buy at the top of the market. But I'm telling you, these Scarlet and Violet sets, once they go out of print and they're officially out of print, things have moved on. These boxes will climb even more. You've just got to be prepared to put them away for a little bit. And that's what I love about sealed collecting. I really do. I really love just watching things grow over time. Watching your collection grow. It's so good. Love it. So, all-time high on the averages was 331, which was basically, last week. It was at an all-time high at 331. Last sale, 307. So it's down, like 8%, 7%? Let's calculate it out, because my maths has been bad recently. 307, $24. It's down 331. Yeah, 7.2% discount this week on Twilight Masquerade. And if it's 7.2% down on TCG Player, I guarantee you this week you'll get even better deals on eBay. You'll get 10% below market, 15% below market, because you'll get idiots that are dumping it. And it's a great opportunity to increase your collection. 7.2% down on Twilight Masquerade. But look at the chart. Just zoom out. What direction is that chart going in, guys? Is it going down? I need someone to have a look at the chart for me, please. Is that chart going down over time, or is it going up? Looks like it's going up to me. In fact, it looks like it's up 97.85% over the last year. I'll take that as a good return on investment. And I think a lot of these sets, like I said, haven't even had their big moves yet. They've just benefited from the market doing well. What happens when the market does well and they're out of print? What happens in the next hype cycle? Be it in 2 years, 3 years' time. Where are these boxes going to go then? I'll let you guys answer that question. Last sold in the US, $295. Last sold in the UK, 250 quid. I love this listing as well. This is so funny. This guy, first word, capital letters, sealed, exclamation mark. Brilliant. Love it. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Let's have a look then at Paldea Evolved. The most expensive booster box in the whole Scarlet and Violet era right now, but I don't think for much longer. I think Destined Rivals is snapping on its heels, and I think given enough time, Destined Rivals will overtake Paldea Evolved as the king. And people don't like the idea of that because people are so heavily invested, not just financially but also emotionally, into Paldea Evolved, and like people just hate to get behind Destined Rivals, but Just give it time. Honestly, these people that shun Destined Rivals will turn around once they see. Give it a bit of time. Give it a couple of years of Destined Rivals being on top, and it's all they'll talk about. They'll say, oh, it's my favourite set and all of that. And you can think back and laugh to when I said this, and when PokePond said on release day that you should pay 20% over MSRP for it. You'd be looking pretty sweet right now. Anyway, Paldea Evolved off its all-time high. Let's have a look. All right, a couple of weeks ago, 30th, it was up there at 475 on the average. That's where it peaked. Now it's down to 448. What was it at last week? 466 to 448. So it's down $18 on Paldea Evolved. It's on sale, guys. But it's right up there at its all-time high. It is also the most expensive set. It is clearly going to be one of the top 3 sets of the Scarlet and Violet era. Show me in a previous era, be it Sword and Shield, XY, Sun and Moon, anything before that, show me where one of the top 3 sets is under $500. It doesn't exist, because given enough time, Paldea Evolved will do the same. It's just going to continue to climb. It seems like a bit of a no-brainer. Last sold in the US, look at this, $430. $430. I know it's on an auction. Here's another one, $420. Both from yesterday. $420 for a box that was $475 2 weeks ago. So it's already proven that it can get there as well. People are just dumping on eBay. This is the whole point of this episode. If you are confident enough in your sets and you know where things are going long term, now's where you generate wealth. Now is the time. I'm calling it here. Even though we're at top of the market and we should be waiting and not buying anything, I'm telling you, all that advice is nonsense. Okay? Now is the time to buy this stuff. Yes, over the next few months it may potentially drop down a tiny bit cheaper. Who cares? Who cares, honestly? Buy more of it then. We'll be in an opportunity to buy more. 343 quid. $420 for Paldea Evolved is going to look nuts. Should we make a video in a year's time and we'll look back at these prices? Because it's going to look stupid. And all these people right now, bear in mind, people are held accountable. There's 2 years worth of me making predictions up on my channel right now. Go back to look at some of those prices. I'm doing the same thing back then. I was saying at Fusion Strike when it was available for retail on Pokemon Center. I'm telling you guys, you need to buy this. For months and months and months, I'm telling people, buy Fusion Strike. It's going to do really well. Buy Evolving Skies. It's going to do really well. I'm telling you now, things have moved on. Now it's buy Paldea Evolved. It doesn't matter that it's at the top of the market. People told me I was stupid for buying Evolving Skies at $300. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds now? But so many people told me I was stupid for buying Evolving Skies at $300. They told me that I'd missed the boat. It's already nearly double MSRP. You've missed out. Why are you buying in? You're buying in late. People will say the same for people buying in at $420 to Paldea Evolved now. You have not missed the boat. I'm telling you. These sets haven't even run yet. They haven't had their run yet. Wait to see what these sets do when they go out of print in the next couple of years. That's when they're going to run. They're going to run up to the $1,000 range. Anyway, let's move on. I'm ranting. I'm story timing. Evolving Skies. Let's move on to the big boys of the Sword and Shield era. Since we were just so kindly talking about them, their ears were burning. Oh look, TCG player, not a single sale in the last 7 days. Well, one sale 7 days ago for 2,600. Let's have a look at eBay. Last sold on eBay. $2,525 on an auction as well. Nothing to worry about, guys. The market's not crashing, at least not for Evolving Skies. Last sold in the UK, 1,900 quid. Very healthy. Okay, maybe down a little bit on the peak that it's been over the last month or two. And we're talking about peak prices here, not average prices. But it's still up there. It's still healthy. Like I said, I was buying these for 300 quid. Not that long ago. £300 a couple of years ago. And people told me I was stupid. 1,900 quid now. And I reckon, right, 1,900 quid, fine. If I posted one right now for 2,200 quid, it would sell. It would take a little bit of time to sell, but it would sell. That is one thing that I like to do with, I was going to say with eBay, is like put the price that you want, not the price of the market, and then eventually it will sell. I was just looking at this. This just caught my attention. 5 ETBs for £2,000. What? God, these have gone up in value a lot. Do you get 5 sets? No, you literally just get the 5. I mean, it is the better colour combo, but that's crazy. Crazy prices on that now. Absolutely mad. Anyway, Fusion Strike. Let's move on. Fusion Strike last week was knocking on the door of $1,000. Has been for the last few weeks. It's similar to like 151 when it was knocking on the door of $400. It was the same with Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest with $500. It's just too much of a round number for it to just push through it easily. You know, resistance, support. Those people who know about the stock market will understand what I'm saying. But yeah, $1,000 is just a hard number. It's a very magnetic number. Like you go a little bit over, it'll snap you back down to $1,000. You go a little bit under, it'll snap you back up. It's just like the more time that goes on, the more the market just agrees that the box is $1,000, and it just becomes harder for it to like break away from that in either direction. So it acts as a support, but it also acts as like a resistance from it growing higher, and it will do. It will grow higher, in my opinion. It will just take a little bit of time. It'll take a few months. Let's see, last sold then. Last sold 991 quid. Sorry, $991. But look, that was from yesterday. Same day, 920. That's quite a range. $70 range. That's what, about 8%? Let's see. Let's see how good my maths is. 70 divided by 920. What did I say? 7% or 8%? It's 7.6%. That's pretty good estimate. Quite a range between two sales from the same day yesterday. Ranges are opening up on products, and when ranges open up between sales, there's big opportunities to get in for cheaper. And then look at this. Last sold yesterday, US eBay, $1,300. That's the highest I've ever seen it go for. I'm pretty certain. So it's all-time high. So there's nothing to worry about. And that's, what, $300 over the market on TCG Player. So 300 on, what was it, 1,000. I don't know why I used a calculator to do that. 30% higher than market, last sold. Fusion Strike's doing fine. The market's not crashing. Yeah. Fusion Strike up on eBay and down on TCG Player. Make of that what you will. Last sold on UK eBay, 615 quid on an auction, or 570 with a clean seal apparently. New listing tag, buy it now. Here's another one going for 700 yesterday, 686. These are all-time price highs, all-time high prices. There's nothing to be worried about right now in the market. There's just good opportunities to buy in. Lost Origin. Lost Origin is so undervalued. Look, it's dropped again. $750. What are we talking about? When Fusion Strike is selling for $1,300, why is Lost Origin dropping to $750? It makes no sense. That means, right, that Fusion Strike is nearly double the price of Lost Origin. That is ridiculous. Lost Origin should be over $1,000 a box right now. It really should. Excellent opportunity to buy into a great set. It is one of the top 3 sets, if not the top 2 sets. It's very close with Fusion and Lost Origin. They're like brothers. They're always fighting for superiority. Last sold in the US, $750. Here's another one selling for $850. Look at that. Right, this is exactly what I'm talking about. 2 sales, same day, yesterday, both buy it nows, $100 swing. $100 swing is nuts, guys. What is 100 on 750? Well, of course it's that is not what I expected to come out of the calculator. 13% swing on Lost Origin between 2 buy it nows. And even at $850, I think it's undervalued. I think it should be $1,000. Not even $1,000 by Christmas or by next year. It should be $1,000 now. Especially where Fusion's pushing out and getting... I can't believe that Fusion sale for $1,300. That's so positive for it. Good for Fusion Strike. Last sold in the UK, 510 quid on an auction. Let's then talk about Astral very briefly. Looks like their chart is gone broken, so we'll have a look at prices. Oh look, no sales. The last sale on Astral Radiance on TCG Player was 16 days ago. It's had 1 sale this month for $550, which is an all-time high. Sorry, $450 for an all-time high. Let's see what's going on with eBay. Look at this, $390. Guys, market is $450. $380 from yesterday. $380 is nuts, right? Because what else can you buy for $380, or is more than $380 even? Destined Rivals is more expensive than Astral Radiance right now. Astral Radiance is out of print from Sword and Shield. Yeah. That's kind of nuts. Paldea Evolved is more expensive than Astral Radiance. And it's not even like it's a bad set. It's not the best set, but it's not a bad set. And they're not making any more of it. It's way out of print. It's what? 2 eras old now. It seems to me like a good investment. And you've got to think, right? It's not even like it's doing bad. People are dumping it when it's at an all-time high price. This is an all-time high price at $450. And people are dumping it like it's crashing to the ground. It's because, right, people are so scared when the market goes like this that they either want to cash out the market completely, or they just want to roll all of their money into the newest, hottest thing. They want to roll it all into Phantasmal to have it ready, or into Mega, or into Prismatic, or into Destin. And I'm telling you, that's not a bad thing to do. However, if you're holding an Astral Radiance box and you bought it for cheaper than $380, you should probably just hold on to it. Unless you really need the money, I only see it going one way. I only see it going up over time. So, I don't know, just my 2 cents. Last sold in the UK, 400 quid. Let's then very briefly talk about Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith, let's see prices. Their chart again looks broken. I don't know what's going on with TCG Player right now. $226 last week, $233 this week. So it's up $7 on 7 on 226. A light little 3%, nearly 3.1% on Crown Zenith. I've said for a long time, I've said since before Crown Zenith hit $100, it's one of the safest places to put your money over time. It's not going to make you rich overnight, certainly not, but it just continues to climb. Look at it. Look at the 1 year chart, guys. It's just consistent, steady growth, and you can't ignore that kind of data. Over the last year, it's had a shocking year as well. Look at that. It's gone from right where it was like on pallets, sat on shelves for below retail on Costco at $53, to now it's up 322%. And I like to look at Crown Zenith and compare it to Prismatic Evolutions to see where Prismatic is going to go, because they both had really similar like mass printings with Costco. So Crown Zenith was printed into the ground and sat around in Costco, but it went to way below retail. Prismatic had similar printing, but it didn't go below retail. It still stayed over $100. It was so popular that even Costco couldn't make it crash below MSRP. So the fact that Crown Zenith has done that now over the last year and it's up 322%, what do you think is going to happen to Prismatic Evolution when it goes out of print? I mean, I think it's going to perform better than Crown Zenith did, because it's already proven that when it was massively available, it held almost double the value of what Crown Zenith did. Crown Zenith dropped down to $53. Prismatic hovered at over $100, even when it was everywhere. So I think Crown Zenith is a good benchmark for what's going to happen with with Prismatic Evolutions. I think it's proof in concept that Prismatic is going to the moon, basically. But I love Crown Zenith. I hold quite a bit of it. I think it's one of the safest places to put your money if you want to spend this kind of money, this kind of $233. And it's not getting reprinted. So you're safe from that respect. That's the problem with some of this Scarlet and Violet stuff, like your Prismatic, your 151, stuff like that. It's very unlikely that stuff like 151 is going to get reprinted, but it could. The chances of Crown Zenith getting reprinted now, basically zero. So if you want the safety and you're not worried about trying to get rich overnight, Crown Zenith is a very safe place to put your money. I've been saying it for a long time, and it continues to prove it. It just continues. Just look at the chart. It just continues to week on week on week, 3%, 2%, 2%, 3%. It's a nice steady earner, Crown Zenith. I love it. Love the set too. Let's then talk about Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest is at 450. It was knocking on the door last week at around about that $500 mark. Technically, yeah, last sale last week was at 464, but was averaging 486. On the averages, it's like the same price, if not down like $30. But yeah, Silver Tempest apparently on sale this week as well, but was very close to its all-time high. I've said with Silver Tempest, as I have with other sets, that it's going to struggle to break 500. It's right up there near that $500 mark, so I expect it to stay there roughly for the next few weeks, maybe even the next couple of months until the new year, and then it will start accelerating over. Silver and Brilliant are probably going to then have a fairly chill run up to the $700-ish range, given a bit of time early into next year. But we'll have to wait to see that play out. But Silver's on sale this week. And look at this. Someone bought one for $420 yesterday. $420. It's a $500 box all day long. It's already sold for $500 just a couple of weeks ago. So new listing, tag, so it got bought out straight away. That's someone who's confident. This is the whole point of this episode, guys. Now is the time, if you are confident in your prices, to buy, because these people aren't, and they're dumping, and it's a massive opportunity to get into this stuff. Even the ETB, $91. That's not bad. That's really not bad. Just over, what's that, $11 a pack for silver? Silver's out of print. You can pull the Insane Lugia card as well. That is going to look stupid cheap in a couple of years' time. It really is. I got mine for much cheaper. Those ETBs are around everywhere. I got mine, I think, for 40 quid. 40 quid. Way below retail. I couldn't not. Even though I don't like having loads of ETBs now. I say this, I've got a lot of ETBs. It's a space thing for me. I live in a small apartment. I need to stop buying as many ETBs, especially because there's like pre-orders from PC and stuff like that. I'm going to want the PC ETBs, and I'm not going to want to sell them when they get to me. So I need to save my room for like the good ETBs and the holiday sets like Prismatic, where I can't buy a booster box. But for stuff like this, like Silver and Brilliant, and where there is the booster box, or even like Destined Rivals, I'm buying the booster box. Last sold in the UK, 474 quid. I guarantee you, right, that 420 quid is nuts. I bet if I went through price history, that is the cheapest that a box is sold of Silver in a decent amount of time. Probably at least in the last month, like in the last 4 to 6 weeks. That's probably the best deal. Whoever got that, fair play, because that looks like a pretty minty box as well. Should we have a look? Let's have a little spy. Oh, it's got a little crease there, but that's fine. We won't worry about that. Let's get this pop-up out of the way. Right, let's inspect the box. The corners look good. A little bit crushed here on that corner, but the seal, that's what we're really looking at. The seal looks good. The Pokeballs look good. A little bit of a bulge here on the side, but that's to be expected. Quite a clean looking box, you know. The facts up. It's best offer accepted. Didn't realise that till I clicked on it. I wonder if they paid more than that then. Was it buy it now or an auction? I can't even tell. I don't know. Okay, I take that back. But if someone got that for less than 420, then that's insane. That is absolutely insane. I hope they did get it for 420 though. I should have clicked into it. Here's another one. Auction. Okay, 437. Fine. That actually did go for 437, and that is an insane deal as well for a fresh box. And that is a minty box too. Very nice. Yeah. Last sold in the UK, just under 500 quid. These have gone up a lot over the last year. Brilliant Stars, we will briefly have a look at as well. Brilliant Stars, a little bit off of its all-time high as well. Probably get some deals on it this week. Had that breakout over 500 over the last month or so, but look, it's snapped back down. That's what I'm saying about these psychological price points. Look, 2 for 495, 476, 482. So it's already proven that it can average right up there at that 550 range. And if the average is around about 550 back then, there were probably some sales, a couple of sales for around about 560, maybe 570 on eBay. If it's averaging now, or you're getting some sales now below 500, around that 500 mark, I guarantee you'll get some dumps this week. You'll get some dumps at like 450, 460, and that would be an absolute steal. So yeah, Brilliant Stars, a little bit off of its all-time high as well. But honestly, to be that close to your all-time high and then still get a discount is just such a good opportunity. And people will kick themselves for not taking it in the future. I want to finish off by doing what I usually do, where we just have a look at what's sort of selling on US eBay. Nothing in particular on the searches. We just search, we usually just search Pokemon and then sold. But I then noticed some Phantasmal pre-orders that were selling. So then I searched just for Phantasmal Flames, because I just wanted to show you guys how nuts some of these pre-orders are for Phantasmal right now. Okay. $1,877 for a pre-order on a Phantasmal case. That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts, guys. Let's calculate that out. I got that for you. That is $312 a box on a pre-order, and it's not just one. This is the same guy. Look, they dumped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases at once of this. That is absolutely nuts. And I know what you're all gonna say. Oh, but that's a good price because case premium. And A, I don't believe in case premium. It's a scam. B, what are you gonna do? Display a brown cardboard box? No. Shut up. Case premium is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. And I need to give you some context, because sometimes when I say that in my comments, when I respond to people, because people are always asking me to compare the prices of cases, and I won't, because it's so volatile, it's so all over the place because people pay stupid money for case premiums, and it is so dumb, case premiums. I'll explain why I think this. Because where I've been doing this for a lot of years, you need to understand that case premiums only exist when the market is hot. Okay? They don't exist in any other time. Case premiums, and I'm talking just about modern here. Obviously a case premium on vintage is insane because it's a very rare item. Okay? But case premiums on modern are so stupid because let's go back to 12 months ago. When did Surgeon came out? Was that 12 months ago? Was it a little bit more than 12 months? It's around about a year, right, since Surgeon came out? I don't know. This is just a guess off the top of my head. But anyway, let's take Surgeon, or let's take Twilight Masquerade, or let's go back older. Let's go Paldea Evolved. All of those sets now, you could buy pre-order before they came out, buy the case below retail. Do you know how crazy that sounds now? That you could buy sealed cases from big box stores, you didn't even need distribution, you could buy sealed cases online of Paldea Evolved, Twilight Masquerade, Surgeon Sparks for 20%, 30% below MSRP. That's why I think case premiums are ridiculous. Because when the market's not doing well, stores are dumping cases like there's no tomorrow. Because they're worried that they're going to get stuck with it when the market's not hot. I'm telling you guys, case premiums are stupid. To pre-order boxes at $3.12 each on the case is mad. And case premiums in general are just mad. I can kind of understand it if you have like a crazy set like Evolving Skies. Okay, a sealed case of that, I can see that some collectors would put an increased value onto that. But something that's just coming out now, like Phantasmal or Mega or something like that, you should not be able to buy the single items. You should not be able to buy 6 individual booster boxes on the secondary market for cheaper than buying one box from one person. It makes no sense whatsoever. And don't talk to me about all these nonsense arguments. I know I'm going to get so many stupid comments now of people with stupid views down below, but because people love their cases. But don't give me the whole, yeah, but if you buy a case, then the boxes are minty, because they're not. Okay? I have lots of friends who have sat on sealed cases of Silver Tempest, Brilliant Stars, stuff like that, and they've opened them up now and they're awful quality. Okay? There's rips in the sealed. From sealed cases, some of the worst seals I've ever seen, some of the baggiest seals. The quality control is awful on some of them, particularly on Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest is one of the dodgiest sealed cases to hold, because there's a good chance that the quality of them on the inside is awful. Same with Chilling Reign, actually. Chilling Reign is probably the worst, because when Chilling Reign first came out, the first wave of Chilling Reign was a split release, because it happened during the lockdown eras. The quality control on the first batches of Chilling Reign were awful, like really awful. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Sealed cases of ultra modern is ridiculous to be paying these prices. I'm telling you now. Yes, you may make a little bit of money, but me personally, I'd much rather wait until it's in hand, especially for these prices, right? Are you telling me on launch day you're not going to be able to buy a booster box from the secondary market for $312? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think you'll easily be able to buy one on launch day for $312. When you're buying a case, it should be cheaper, because you're buying a case. And like, it's just because I've been in the market for so long that's why I don't agree with it. Now, before I leave, I'd like to leave now, but I have to say another thing so that I don't get any more crazy comments. So many people are obsessed with the displays. Okay, so the booster bundle display, which is the 10 booster bundles together, and oh, that's different, and that should charge a premium because it's not a brown box and it's the biggest sealed product that you can get for a holiday set. It's all the same, guys. It's a case premium. You're getting scammed. The only reason why case premiums exist is because people are stupid enough to pay for them. When the market is not hot, those things go for cheaper. If not, at the very least, a sealed display of booster bundles should go for the same cost as 10 individuals. And then it kind of makes sense to buy it because you're getting it all from one place. But really, it should be cheaper. If you're paying, I don't know, hundreds of dollars more than what the contents are worth individually, that's not a good investment in my opinion. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. A little controversial take at the end. Make sure you subscribe down below to never miss an opportunity. Please, if you've got to this point, you are one of the MVPs. You are one of my favourite people. Please just hit the like button. Really helps me out. Really pushes my content out there further. And it costs you nothing. You've sat here and consumed all of my content. You greedy, greedy person. Anyway, I love you anyway. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.